Shalom, and may Yah bless you and keep you. May Yah make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May Yah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace, to all the children of Israel and the sojourners of truth. So today, I was looking at Jeremiah, which led to one thing, which led to the next thing, so on and so forth. But I just wanted to talk about a lot of the symbolism in Jeremiah 5. We'll just jump right into it. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, because you speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. So, some notes that I took on this was just notice the discourse comparing speech to weapons, right? The fire coming out of Jeremiah's mouth, pronouncing judgment on the children of Yasharel, because that's what's happening in the scene. And with the words that Jeremiah, the fire coming out of his mouth, that was how the children of Yasharel were going to be judged. So continuing on. Sorry, I lost my place. Lo, I will bring a nation upon you from afar, O house of Yasharel, saith the Lord. It is a mighty nation. That's giving us a clue of who it is. A mighty nation, a nation of Gibborim. It is an ancient nation, a nation whose language thou knowest not, neither understandest what they say, right? So right now we're ensnared by legalese, by, people in America, we speak English. And it's essentially the default language all across the world. But we speak English, and we don't understand the words traps that are in it, right? Their quiver, the nation's quiver. And what is a quiver? It's a bag that holds arrows, a weapon, is as an open sepulcher. It's an open grave. They are all mighty men, and they shall eat up thine harvest and thine bread, which thy sons and thy daughters should eat. So let me stop right there and go up for a second, because I do want to talk about the nation and the legalese and the, our misunderstanding of things. So you want to hide something from what we call a black person, which are the Israelites. Where do you put it, right? Just think about that. I'm not even going to say it. Just think about it. That answer should have popped in your head. If you want to hide something from a black person, where do you put it, right? We didn't take Yah's words seriously. So he's judging us by his word. This entire, what we call the Tanakh, the Torah, all of the answers that we need are in there, right? But we cast his words behind our back. Our enemies came to understand this. And Yah is measure for measure, right? By our ways and our doings, that's how we're going to be judged. The only way out of this is his word, understanding it, walking by it, and doing it. And that's always been the key. That's always been the answer. He will be proven, Yah creates by speech, right? He will be proven who he is, glorified by his word. The concept so simple, yet we all fail to see it because they gave us idols instead, and we latched onto those, right? The Jesus, the Buddha, the Elijah, or Muhammad, or whoever. All of those are stumbling stones that get in the way of truly understanding the word that Yah gave to the Hebrews, or the collection of words that Yah gave to the Hebrews. All of the answers are here in the Tanakh, the Torah, the history, what happened, right? The future, the secrets, the parables, the metaphors, the symbolism, and all the imagery. That's how it's hidden, right? The words on the page, they could mean one thing to one person one day and something completely different to somebody else on the same day or the next day. And it's designed like that. It's the living word, right? And we have to get back to this. We have to get back to this understanding of Yah's word is a living word. And it's eternal. The Torah that we have, it lives forever. For the next generation, the generation after that, it's always going to come back and be proven true. And So we'll continue on. Where do we leave off? The legalese and the word magic. All right. So, and they shall eat up thine, this is the nation, the ancient nation, right? They shall eat up thine harvest and thine bread, which thy sons and thy daughters should eat. They shall eat up thy flocks and thy herds. They shall eat up thy vines and thy fig trees. They shall impoverish thy fenced cities, wherein thou trustest with the sword. That's Jeremiah 5, verses 14 through 17, right? So when he's saying they're going to eat it up, this ancient nation, this connects to Isaiah 5:14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, right? In their glory, the children of Israel, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it. And we were judged like this because we didn't take Yah's words seriously. The priests were preaching lies. The prophet were preaching lies. Saying that everything was peaceful when it wasn't peaceful. The kings were in on it. Everybody was wicked. Well, not everybody, but, the leaders, the rulers, they led the people astray. There was a couple of people that tried to, change things, and they did for a time, but, eventually the people just kept on following their heart because they didn't have the true word, or they didn't follow the true word. So as you can see, this Jeremiah 5:14-17 connects directly to Isaiah 5:14, where Jeremiah, the imagery of Jeremiah, where it says they shall eat up thy vines. Who's going to eat it up? Hell, right? Hell, Hades, and everything, the fallen angels that come from that, right? From the ends of the earth. If you go look, I won't even go there right now. So through words and using speech to entrap us and declare us all dead through the Sestui KV Act, I think it was in 1666. But notice, for hell to open its mouth, that means that it's eating, consuming something which is described above, right? Which was our land, our everything that we took pride in. So for our part, what do we have to do? We have to just wait on Yah. He says he will open our graves, right? And what are our graves? It's the place he sent us to live in this dead state. Remember, Sestui KV, you're a corporation, you're a person, the dead entity. But it's also our sepulchres, our mouths, right? He's going to turn our mouths into arrows. They will go from being graves to being arrows, right? Well, why do I say all this? So in Zechariah 9:13, it says, when I have bent Judah for me, filled thy bow with Ephraim, right? The tribe of Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, children of Israel, against thy sons, O Greece, the children of Japheth, the people that we were sold to, that currently rule over us, that trade us on the stock market, using birth certificates and the social security numbers, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. Excuse me, I think I cut something off. I did cut something off. But going back to opening the graves, and you shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and have brought you up out of your graves. This is the valley of dry bones, right? And I shall put my spirit into you, and you shall live. And I shall place you in your own land, and then you shall know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord. So when he opens our graves, and he's going to open our graves by us living in his word and just being obedient to his word. If we're just walking correctly by his word, not worshiping idols. Exodus 20, Exodus 34, the 10 Commandments, both times. If we're doing those things and living in his law and living for each other and being united, children of Yasharel specifically, then we get to go home. And it's literally just as simple as that, right? Yes, you do have to study. You have to know what the words really mean, because a lot was hidden in the mistranslation from the Hebrew to English. A lot was hidden, a lot was lost, a lot was misquoted. Then they gave you the stumbling block on top of that, which is, Jesus, if you're into Christianity or whatever else. So you have to get through all those filters and get through all those things before you can really see. But once you do, and you lock into the Tanakh and the Torah, and you every single day, Deuteronomy 8:3, just by every single word of Ahia does man live that proceedeth forth out of his mouth, right? If you're taking it word by word and you're taking it as seriously as you take breath, then his breath will enter into you. So this is from Genesis 49, 23, going back to the arrows. So the archers, and that word archers here is Strong's 1167, Baal, owner, master, lord, and, through the birth certificate system, they're technically our owners, right? The government, the United States government. We sell our children to the government at their birth, and then they become our owners. So the archers have sorely grieved him. And this is talking about the Messiah, and shot at him and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel, right? And if you notice that little smiley face emoji, it's in all of our Bibles, but I just thought that was funny because it caught me one night. It's almost like, I know it's a semicolon and a parentheses, but to me, it's a smiley face emoji in this age of technology, right? So, and just notice it can't be Jesus because he's from the tribe of Judah, if you go with that story. But the shepherd, it clearly says it right here in Genesis 49:23, is from the tribe of Ephraim, which is the son of Joseph, right? Even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with the blessings of heaven above, and the blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Remember, Joseph was sold into slavery into Egypt, and the one of the two, because there's two, one of the two last day messiahs is also a slave, but he's going to go from slave to king, right? It says it right here. And he's going to be an isolated person, a lonely person, a person with no friends. He's separate from his brethren, right? All right, so jumping over to Psalm 64. Let's get right into it. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. It's an interesting word. January 6th, anyone? Who whet their tongue like a sword. So the tongue is compared to weaponry here. And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, right? Even the bitter words. So the bitter words are the arrows, right? That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. So they're bold people that are shooting at, obviously, the children of Yah, but also specifically the Messiah. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, right? So they gather together in groups. You think Bohemian Grove, you think all of these places that these evil people meet to figure out how to keep the children of Israel subdued and how they can keep ensnaring them. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought, every one of them, and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Yah uses just one arrow. Look at that. Just one arrow is his word, which is spoken by the Messiah, right? So as words were used to deceive and trick, words will be used to build and plant. Specifically his words. Suddenly they shall be wounded, the enemy, right? So they shall make their own tongue fall about themselves. So sooner or later, their lies are going to catch up with them, and they're going to be talking in circles and, They're not going to be able to hide what they've done, because that's how Yah's justice works. That's how his perfect justice works, right? And yes, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take some time, and it has taken time. All that see them shall flee away, and men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and they shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. All right. This is what I cut off earlier. So when I bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, right? His arrow is Ephraim, his Messiah, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, the sons of Javan, the sons of Japheth, who we were sold to, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. And the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning. And that word lightning, it's something told me, Yah told me, I guess, to look it up. It stuck with me. So that word is Strong's Concordance 1300, which is Barak. It means glittering sword or lightning, right? So Yah's glittering sword is Messiah, who teaches people diligently. Where do I get that from? I get that from the word itself. It says, when you go to Strong's 1300, the word Barak, it says, teach them diligently. So his Messiah is going to teach them diligently. That's his glittering sword. And the Lord shall, and just so you know, let me see. So what's that? Zechariah 9, 13, 14. Oh, boom, I'm already there almost. Just so you can see it yourself. Like, I'm not making any of this stuff up. Lightning, flashes, lightning. Where are we at? It's from the word Barak. Cast forth, flash forth. Flash of lightning. Where is it? To flash, to gleam, to shine, to glitter. Maybe it was in Genesis. 1 second. I think it was Deuteronomy 32:41 probably. Let me check that one. If I wet my glittering sword. Well, maybe it was the word wet. That's what I was thinking. Shannon. Okay, yeah, so it was the word wet. You see, that's why it's every word. To sharpen, to wet, to teach diligently. So, and then actually, it leads into where we're going at next anyway. So let's get back to this. So his glittering sword is his Messiah, right? And the Lord God shall blow the trumpet and shall go with the whirlwinds of the earth, the storms of the earth. So when it gets stormy, when the tempest comes, when the craziness and the chaos starts, that's when all this is going to happen. If I wet my glittering sword, Deuteronomy 32:41, that's what we were just in. Remember, the Messiah is also referred to as his hand. So if I wet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies, and I will reward them that hate me, right? The Edomites, the Amalekites, everybody in Psalm 83, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the sons of Lot, all those people that are against Yah's people. I will make mine arrows, the righteous children of Yasharel, drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. So everybody that's been killed, raped, pillaged, destroyed, families separated, unjustly entered into their houses, shot in the back, hung on tree, everybody over the past 490 years, 70 weeks, Yah is going to pay these people back. Everybody listed in Psalm 83. Okay? And will be merciful unto his land and to his people. And that's essentially what all of the prophets say. If you go to Ezekiel 37, 36, 37, 38, you go to, the end of Isaiah, the middle of Isaiah, the 40s, the 60s, all that stuff. They all say, Jeremiah, they all say the same thing. Yah's going to forgive his people. We just got to do our part and start walking correctly. Then the Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones. The sling stones are the people, right? And they shall drink and shall make a noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls and as corners of the altar. So Yah is going to allow his people, through his word, that are studying his word, that are being diligent in their search for him, that are seeking him with their whole heart, like he says in Deuteronomy 6, verse 4, that can recognize idolatry and turn away from it, that can, put down the bacon, egg, and cheese and the shrimp Alfredo and that stuff, and that don't worship idols. Those people are going to be brought back into the land along with everybody else that are helping his people wake up. And that's just what it says. So I hope this has helped someone, and as always, for the children of Yasharel and everybody looking for truth, may Yah bless you and keep you. May Yah make his face shine upon you, and may Yah be gracious unto you. May Yah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Salah.